everybody got their twist on it, man. They did that with my name too. Now they got Shaniqua and stuff. Anyway, hey, we're live now. Say, hey, my name's Sean, Federal Prison Talk, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Got a guest here. You guys watch the show, and you always hear about these guys getting sentenced. Uh-oh. I got an echo on my TV. I got to turn it off. But anyways, this is Terrell. Terrell, say hello. I'm going to turn off my TV so the echo. And tell them how much time you got, Terrell. Be right back.
Hey, everybody. I'm Terrell. I was on house arrest for 3 years. Sentencing day, the judge sentenced me to 3 years probation.
And everybody's either going, how do I get that? Or it must have been a parking ticket. I mean, can you before we even go, is there anything you don't want me to talk about? I know we're on air, but like don't mention family. You good?
Let it roll. This is information for everybody else. So I'm an open book right now.
So I know the first question people are asking, you got probation. What was his charges?
My charges was conspiracy to distribute 5 kilos of cocaine and 16 pounds of marijuana.
And that conspiracy thing, they don't even have to have the evidence, huh? Right?
Look, I wasn't the charges that I got. I was never even involved in none of the drugs, and I was actually a money carrier. That is what I got caught with. I got caught with money at an airport. That's how I ended up getting wrapped up in the whole.
And they could have added racketeering and a few other things, I'm sure. Hey, yeah, TJ's in the house. What's up going on, TJ? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Only probation they can't have. Huh?
Yeah, I remember TJ. I've been watching TJ on here for a minute.
Yeah,
was he the one with the airport or the airplane or something like that?
Yeah, the airplane. He had a fight with the air. They don't call them stewardesses. What's the right? Flight attendant.
Okay, yeah, I do remember. Yeah,
and TJ.
What's up, TJ?
You got probation, I'm pretty sure, right? And I was telling TJ the whole time, even though he had a criminal history of 3 or 4 or something, because they were kind of, like they showed all that on the news, the little TikToks with the fight on the airplane, but they weren't really giving people time.
Yeah.
I mean, right, TJ? It's good to see you, though, man. Yeah. So now we got 2 people that got probation, guys. So it's possible, but I want to get to. I want to get to possible. Like you don't just obey you don't just sit home on the couch and maybe go to work and I didn't violate pretrial. It's good shit. I'm giving you probation. You had to do some work, and you was working with RDAP Dan, right? A little bit, some coaching and stuff.
I wasn't talking to him. I was watching his videos because his videos was the first ones I found, and then after I found yours was like my main focus.
Really?
of videos, yeah. I had my notifications on, my bells, all of that.
Wow, man.
Your pre-sentence report stuff, everything.
Yeah, I've looked back at those. I'm like, man, that's like that was like a 3rd grader doing those videos. I was learning. So now I know I got another screen here and I could put stuff up and I'm getting better. But and now I'm learning AI, artificial intelligence, because our guy I work with is. He sends me the stuff. I learn it, and man, that's gonna take over. I could get Martin Luther King Jr. sitting next to me here, dead, but make him alive and answer my questions, and there'll be random answers. I mean, really, that's
I was listening to the radio the other day, and the DJ had an AI make a Jay-Z song, and everybody thought it was an actual Jay-Z song that they never heard, but it was actually an AI that made the whole song.
So I'm wondering if they could do character reference letters for people. Could they your personal narrative? Can they even do your time for you?
That's a good question.
That would be nice.
That's a good question. I did read about this college guy. He used the AI to write in like a 5-page essay or whatever, and he got caught. He got expelled from the school.
Oh yeah, they're after trying to do get through college with AI. But it's going to get to the point. How do you prove it? They're getting so good, these AI. But back to you, man. I want to know what you kind of did. How long were you on pretrial for one?
So I was on it for 3 years exactly. Okay. 3 years, 2 months, and 25 days.
Yeah, you got to count it. So did you go?
Yeah.
Did you go through when you first get? So did you get indicted or arrested or a target letter? Your house get raided? How did it all first start out?
All right. Take me back. Let's see. So I wasn't home. I think I was at work or something, and I got a call from my landlord saying that I had some DEA agents looking for me. And I was like,
Okay.
I was confused because I already been the situation that I got caught up in. I was already away from that situation 9 months. It's been 9 months since I
So it's
left
something like
that
a, there was
situation.
a state charge maybe, and they dropped it, and then what later on the feds picked it up or something like that.
No. I guess they just waited. They started getting everybody early, and I was like, think I was the fifth to the last person who they came and got.
Yeah,
They
that's
like
they.
came to my house. They surrounded my house, DEA agents, marshals, and everything. I
Yeah,
wasn't
they
home
want the
though.
whole neighborhood to know, don't they? Man.
They had guns drawn and everything. My neighbor called me on the phone on video, and he showed me, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Shit.
So I turned myself in that Monday. This happened on a Friday, and I got in touch with the U.S. Marshals, and they told me to just turn myself in on Monday. So that weekend, I just partied. I
Yeah,
knew I was going to
yeah. So
jail. I didn't
I
know
bet.
how long I was going to be in there, and
Hell
I just
yeah.
partied. And Monday, I turned myself in.
How many times are you peeking out the window and it must have messed up? You didn't enjoy the party, right? You kept thinking they're coming to get you, or no? No.
No, because I talked to the marshals, and he told me that I told him that I'm trying to
Oh,
turn myself in. I
oh, you
went to
did that?
City Hall, I went to the county jail, and nobody had a warrant for me, so I was confused. But I
Yeah.
didn't know that I had to call the U.S. Marshals and find out from them, so I had to turn myself in to the federal building.
Well, not everybody gets arrested. I had 9 co-defendants. They raided all 9 houses in one day, and none of us were arrested. Or we had a choice. I could leave, but I got to leave my car keys and my phone and wallet with them. And they said you come back when we're done, maybe 8 hours, or you stay here and we still hold your phone and stuff. They just kept me like a hostage in my garage, but they said they're not going to arrest me. So not everybody gets arrested. I don't know the charge. They don't have enough evidence yet. But in your case, you had to turn yourself in, huh?
Yeah, I had to turn myself in. And, I figured that was the best bet for me. I told him I was not running. I wasn't trying to hide. I'm
Right.
trying to turn myself in all weekend. And he just was like, just come to court on Monday. And that's how that went. I was in jail
Now,
for three days before I got out.
did you have to put up money for a bond? Because I just had to sign for mine.
I didn't have to put up any money, nothing. I just signed,
Yeah.
and they put that ankle bracelet on my leg, and that was all she wrote.
Wow. See, I didn't even get the ankle bracelet, man. I don't know. It was
Oh,
in Oakland, huh?
I want to say you lucky, but honestly, me having that ankle bracelet on, it changed me a whole lot. It did a lot for me. It did some good for me. I wish I didn't get in that situation, but I do not regret being on house arrest for those 3 years. It made me a better person. Not even gonna lie.
That's see, man. I already kind of, we've talked before. You came on. I haven't met you face to face, but we talked on the phone. You came on live, and when you got the probation, and TJ here too. So, I mean, that's two. And there's another girl that came on my show last. She got probation too. Didn't expect it. Uh, and guys, and this is without 501k. Everybody's, right? People can
No,
get probation, man. Huh?
yeah, all I had was a safety valve.
Yeah, yeah.
By the time they wanted to try and give me a what was it 501k, everybody had non-plead, and there was no information that I could give them that they didn't already know. So
Yeah.
I literally just told them everything that I was involved in.
And most people on the nonviolent thing, most people get that because if you tell on yourself, they still seal it, Then they try to
Hmm.
twist. Then they try to interrogate you and get you to name other people or say something about another person. Like, they're really sneaky. That's you got to have a lawyer with you when you do the acceptance of
Yeah,
responsibility.
I went through that. I had people writing statements on me. They brought me in for an interview one last time. I didn't accept no plea deals yet or anything. They brought me in one last time, and they told me, they was like, listen, we got somebody that wrote a statement, say you knew this and that. Is either you tell us you've been a part of this or no deal and we take it to trial. I was like, listen, I knew I was doing this, I was doing that. Yep. Let me get my shit.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, guys. I mean, everybody should do it, but have a smart lawyer. Tell your lawyer, you know, I don't care how brilliant and intelligent you think you are, the brain master, and nobody's gonna, you know, get over. There's like five, six, seven of them. There's one of you and your lawyer, and they do this all the time. This is your first time with the, you know, all the masterminds at the table, man. Nobody's that good, man. So you gotta. They had
Listen,
to stop us a couple times. You know, my lawyer. They went outside. My lawyer said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, they're asking me about Joe and David." I said, "I'm only here to talk about me." But you know Joe and David. I know that, but that's not. I'm here to only talk about me. And you know, they almost were gonna say, you know, forget this, man. This guy's he's not helping. You know, I'll anything you want about me. Other names, blah blah blah. You know, they didn't like that.
See, I went through 2 lawyers. The first lawyer I had was a young guy.
Yeah.
And he was trying to get the plea deal, and his plea deal was 10 years. And I was like, there's no way I'm about to just settle up for that 10 years. No, you know. And I got rid of him, and I got a new lawyer, better lawyer, older guy who had much experience. Got it? No, didn't pay for one. It was a court-appointed lawyer.
Good, because you know my feeling on that. Yeah,
had his own lawyer's office and everything. It was about an hour and a half drive, but I was willing to take it because he took the time to get to know me, get to know my story, my family, and everything. You know, so he made me feel comfortable.
Thank you, TJ. Sorry about that. He put up a green.
But yeah, he was real good. He took the time to get to know me, make me feel comfortable, and he wasn't all about plea deal. You know, he wanted to know the facts. He wanted to get everything straight. And he actually got most of the 5 kilos. I had way more than 5 kilos. I had like, they tried to charge me with like 40 something kilograms of cocaine. But he found some information out that they was trying to put extra weight on me, and he got it thrown out. So that's how I ended up with the 5 kilos.
I got the charts here to see how much time that is here. Somewhere here. Because I evaluate people now, you know, classification evaluation to find out where you're going to go. And I have yet to find a lawyer that's done it for their clients. Oh, you're probably going to camp, you're going to meet it, but nobody. There's a whole.
Yeah, my lawyer, he mentioned nothing about that. Nothing about. I found out all of this stuff from you. The presentence report, the point system, all of that. I found all that out from you.
Okay, this is the one for money. Yeah, this is the one for money, but for the weight. You said 5 kilos. That's What did you say? Cocaine was it? You said? Okay. So they got 2 types. They got cocaine and they got cocaine-based crack. But this is an older one.
It wasn't the base crack.
Trump got rid of that. Yeah. Fair. You know, I got powder cocaine. I get 2 years. You got the same amount, but it's crack, and you get 20 years.
Yeah.
That wasn't fair.
Yeah. That was the First Step Act, right?
Yeah, that was the big part of it. All this little the credits and all that was just kind of little bonus things. But a lot of people got out because they got sentenced to 25 years for 2 ounces of crack, right? And that should have been 5-year sentence. Well, they've been in they're out. Let them go now today, man. They let hell of people out, man. And that's not talked about. So 4 kilos is a moderate severity. So you have that's a high. It's a high severity. Wait. So you got low. You got low severity, low to moderate severity, and then you got high. Anything over 5 kilos or 4 kilos is a. Damn. I'm gonna make sure that's the crack one here. Yeah, cocaine. That's high severity, man. That's well, on the classification level, you would have never went to a camp. Well, you could have, but it gives you like 6 points. And
so what they did was
less to go to a camp.
So what they did was, being that I didn't get catch with any drugs, like I said, I got caught with the money. They put the money into drug weight. That's how I ended up getting the 5 kilos of cocaine. The amount of money that I had ended up being around 5 kilos of cocaine.
Okay.
And then the weed, that's why I owned up to the money and the weed. And I got charged with the 16 pounds of weed, but they didn't even care nothing about that. They cared nothing about that. I got 3 years, TJ. 3 years, and I can get early release from probation in April. 18 months.
Is
April
that
will
your
be 18
halfway
months.
mark? Because no, I was talking to RDAP Dan. He knows the guy. He knows I got a lawyer out here that does federals. He can get it after a year. But in your case, since that's your punishment, I'm not sure. But RDAP Dan has a guy that does it too. But normally, at a year and a half, if you're doing good and you have your restitution paid off, yeah, they'll. And I know
Yeah,
you're doing good, man.
I paid my
you
restitution off that
you got 11
first.
kids in the background. I mean, you're being a father figure. You're raising your kids.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it you told me that you were changing diapers when I texted you? Who says that?
This is my son right here. Say hi,
Ah,
Squish. Say
hey,
hi.
how you doing? What's his name?
His name's Jediah, but we call him Squish.
Squish.
Yeah, he's all fat and squishy.
Ah, all right, man. All right. Wow. That's
Yeah,
great.
but 3 years, and I can get early. I can get early release in April. Yeah, April.
And do you have a restitution?
Yeah, I paid it already. It was just $100.
Oh, well, that's the fee for the filing at the courthouse or something. It's not really
Oh,
a
well, yeah,
restitution. It's a fine more
that's
than,
all I had. I didn't
oh,
have
so
no big
'cause
restitution or
they
anything.
could have charged you for that money. Maybe sometimes they do.
I didn't claim it. I
No,
didn't
I'm
claim
glad.
it.
Good. I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you did because they probably
Yo,
couldn't
they
find
tried too.
They couldn't
was
find a
like,
victim.
hey,
Probably.
it's like, hey, they gave me a receipt and everything for the money. It's like, hey, if you want to come back and get it, you can come back and get it. You just got to prove that it's actually yours. I was like, listen, I don't know nothing about that money. I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah. I mean, that now you're. I know. Huh? So most of it's buried. No, just kidding. No,
Mm-hmm.
But I want to hear your changes from when you got all this stuff came down. Most people are angry. I was in denial. I didn't do nothing wrong. I'll take this trial. I'm gonna, I was in denial. Then I'm angry. Then I'm blaming, and little by little, I said, all right, maybe I get. Yeah, I knew something was up. I knew it wasn't right. Until I finally got to. Before I turned myself in. I admitted I stole money, man. I stole money from the government. Doesn't matter who I stole it from, man. It ain't justified. It's not my money. And
Yeah, so
but
at first,
and then I also want to hear what you did to did you help feed homeless? Did you do other things besides the normal person that's on pretrial? To impress the judge and to change yourself.
So while I was on pretrial, it was not even gonna lie, it was rough for me. The first year was a bit rough because it was new. I had to get into this new phase of not going outside, staying home, not smoking any weed because I smoked every single day. Everything I did, I was high doing, so I had to get into the habit of doing everything not high, and that was hard. You know what I'm saying? Interacting with my kids.
Is it legal? Was weed legal in your state?
And no, it probably will never be legal in this state. I'm in South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina?
Yeah.
No, I think Texas is going to be the last one. I don't know, but maybe they're all going to have to give in sooner or later.
That's what I said too. Yeah,
and then the feds will have to give in.
I don't think it's not. I don't know. Maybe when I'm dead and gone, but I don't think no time soon though.
They just passed it in Missouri, but how they do it is they get the people to put the initiative on the ballot. Forget the politicians and all that. The people put it up, and then they have to let it. That's how Missouri pulled it off.
Yeah. But yeah, the first year was rough for me because everything was new. I had to adjust to not going out to bars, not going out to hang out, not doing any drugs, just being in the house. That was rough.
And how about your people you associate with and all that? Did they
all of that stopped? I honestly I didn't have friends coming over, I didn't have family members coming over. It was a more of I can't move. I'm stationary, so nobody really wanted to come hang out with me because I couldn't do any drugs. I couldn't smoke. I barely could have drank. I could have drank, but not obsessively.
All your friends run like hell when they find out your house got raided too. They don't want to go over there.
Probation was at my house every 15 days with a piss test.
Yeah.
And it was rough. That first year was rough. And
Yeah.
the second year was rough too, because the second year it was a matter of not knowing. I'm on
Oh
year
yeah.
2 now on house arrest, not knowing. I didn't have a sentencing date yet. My lawyer
Yeah.
didn't have any answers,
And
and
yeah.
I kept all these court dates, just random, no reason court dates, and it was rough.
Yeah, because
It
I
was
mean, I
rough.
bet people that talk to you that are around you, well, it's like drug court, man. You go to court, you check in, your peanut butter, you're doing everything right. This is what you're gonna get. You're not
Hmm.
gonna go through all this and then still go to prison. And that's most of us are like that. And in your case, I mean, you still got punished. You didn't you didn't show up for sentencing. You're good, man. You did everything fine. Go home. No, you got punished, but you got probation, and that's not easy to get through probation now for some
No,
people.
it's
So
it's rough.
you
I
still
gotta
haven't you still haven't caught a break. You haven't had a little break. You've been on the pretrial, and now you're on probation. That's whatever it's going to be, 7-8 years of your life. You don't get that back, man. You don't get that back. You know. So,
yeah.
but you're doing the right thing when you're building your mind and your body, and you're taking advantage of it. Most people don't do that. They just sit around angry, and then they end up making a mistake and violate. You know.
Now, see, I was close to that. Not even I was close to that. My second year, I was in a real depressed, down mood for that whole year, and I called my PO and I told her that I need some help. I told her I want to get in therapy, or whatever I need to do, because I felt
Yeah, they'll pay
myself
for it.
relapsing. I wanted to smoke. I started thinking about weed, and I was like, you know what? I started not to care no more. You know what I'm saying? So, and I got into therapy, and it helped me out. It brought me back down to, where I needed to be at.
And you don't really
And
know
then
if you
yet,
get. You don't know how much time you're going to get. You told me about that 10-year deal. I bet that's stuck in your head all the
yeah,
time.
that was a big thing, because like I said, I was new to this whole situation. I was new to the federal system, the court system, and you got different people telling you this. You hearing this, you seeing this on YouTube, you hearing this on YouTube, and it was crazy. Before I came across your page, and before I knew anything about a camp, I was watching a guy. I don't remember his name, but his channel is End of Sentence.
Ooh, I don't know him. I thought he.
He got
What?
a book called Blood on
Oh, Blood
Blood.
on the Razor. Yeah.
Yeah,
Blood
yeah,
on the Razor.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's
yeah,
Chad.
yeah, yeah.
I've tried
Chad,
to
that's
talk
his
to him.
name.
He's I don't know. He's got too many comments, man. I heard he helps people out and gets them on the show, but he just doesn't know I exist. So I
Yeah,
tried,
yeah.
but
I watched this stuff, and then I was like, when I found your channel, I was like, oh, okay, this completely different. What you was talking about, I was like, all right, this sound like what I'm going through. So I started. I think I was watching you for like 2 years, 3 years now. This the third year. It's
really,
been a,
damn.
it's been a while. It's
So
been a
so let
while.
me ask you, man. So like half the people that watch me now, don't take this the wrong way, are black guys. Why? What is it about me? I don't. I mean, I did live in Oakland. I grew up there, but what's the deal? Why are
I
half
don't
my fans black? I don't know. I like it, but I don't. I'm kind of curious.
honestly, I don't think it's just a race thing. I just think it's
It can't be.
because
It can't be. It can't be.
it,
Yeah.
we can relate. We could relate, like the camps, the conspiracy stuff like that. Because most of the people that I've seen come on your channel, basically got the same charges, conspiracy charges.
Oh yeah, that's the
It's
easy one.
not a lot of people with gun charges or
Yeah.
actual drug charges. It's conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? That's how
Yeah.
I ended up coming to your channel.
I'm getting more drug charges now coming up out of the last few interviews, and the phone calls I get, the guys that don't come on because they want to wait till they get sentenced because they don't want to blow anything. Uh,
Yeah.
I, I I got a client. I'll just say this. He used to be a president of a club, a motorcycle club, and I'm trying to help
Right.
him
Right.
out. And he's not even allowed to be on social media. So he'll come on if they'll let him. But
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
getting calls. He's got some. There's all these drug charges are popping up now, and if you got fentanyl out there, man, that's the one you don't want to get caught for.
Yeah. I know. And in my I had two. I was in the indictment. It was like I don't remember how much, but I was only on two counts. And the first count they had all of the drugs that everybody in the indictment has something to do with: fentanyl, heroin, coke, marijuana. When I got into court that first day, that Monday, I turned myself in, and the judge read off count 1. I had damn near passed out. I was like,
Ooh,
"What?
I'll bet.
Fentanyl, heroin? I don't even know what fentanyl looked like, or heroin. I've never seen it before.
I think it's a white
I
powder,
almost
but
passed out. My
yeah.
mama was in the back. I let them turn up my mama. She just had the look of disappointment on her face. I was like, oh my God. I don't never want to see my mama with that look on her face ever again. Ever. The disappointment of her son.
See, that disappointment, and so that's going to be hard to fix because she has to live with that now. All her friends, and I know she goes to church and the people there, whatever her circle is, it's you did it. I got something beeping. Hold on, it's my oven. But you kind of do this to your family when you get charged.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Come on.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I forgot I had something in the oven. But see, you're one of the lucky ones. He doesn't have to go visit you, through a plastic glass or at a table with, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
see,
rolling
me and my wife, we talked about that, and I told her that I didn't want the kids to come see me in there.
a lot
I
of
would have rather just waited until I got out, and I would have dealt with whatever situation I dealt with when I got out. But I did not want my kids at all to see me there, because our plan was to tell them that I went off to work. Our daddy
Yeah.
got to go work far away for a few years, but I will be back.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
You got a government job. It's going to pay 12 cents an hour, and uh, it's far away, and it's a high security job, so they got to keep you safe because, right? Some people tell their kids that, but kids are smarter than we think. Even this young one here, I bet you he can build a website at his age, right?
He's pretty smart. He's
Yeah,
pretty smart.
So they, I don't. I always ask people we have this conversation. What age would you tell your children the truth? 5 years old, 7 years old, 10. Not ever tell them what.
Right now. I got a 7-year-old. I probably tell her right now, because she's at that age where she's starting to understand a whole lot of stuff about life and
Yeah.
things that's going on. I just had a talk with her about between me and her mama, because they're in Iowa right now for the summer with their mama. They live with me, but they with her for the summer in Iowa. So I had to explain to her, the difference, and she understood it. She got the gist of it. So it'd probably be about this age right here, 7 years old.
Well, I was gonna. I know I got sidetracked when my little oven beeper went off, but when your family hurts because of what you did, I know your punishment is probation, but it's still you're a felon now. All that the house, all the 10, how many ever agencies came to raid your house, they're never going to forget that, right? It came. But when you taking this time to work on yourself, like you had your whole life to be the best man you possibly can, and most people don't do it. But then when you get sentenced, or you go to prison, or you're on pretrial, once you get past all the anger stuff, you can start to change on the inside, and that's what's going to bring your family back to you. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And that's something money can't buy. That's something a lawyer can't do. That's something that's a good decision and a good choice and a good way to go with your life. A lot of people, met them in prison, man, they're not going to change at all. I mean, they come out buffed or something, and they read some books. They're a little bit smarter now. They know how to now they know how to change the 4 to a 3 without getting caught,
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
They got a better meth recipe or something. But so but that's not evolving, man. We need to evolve, and I know just by talking to you from a year ago and here now, and I'm still evolving. You don't
Yeah.
stop. You don't ever stop. Once you get hooked on that you can always educate yourself. And wisdom can come at any age. It's
Yeah, see,
it
like before
hooked on.
before all of this happened, like I love to go out, go to the bars. I like to travel out of state and just be wild, just live wild
That's
and
all
free.
great stuff. Yeah,
Now,
that's education too. But
look, Sean, now I am a game head. I be on the game.
oh,
I be on the game. And my wife do tattoos, so if I ain't getting a tattoo, I'm on the game with
oh,
my online friends. I got two two very loyal friends that have been with me through the whole 3 years. I met one guy before I got on house arrest, and one guy I already knew, but we all got real close through my 3 years of house arrest. You know, and those two guys are probably the only two people that I got by my side, right? Two friends, true friends, that's still here. You know what I'm saying? They don't judge me. They don't look at me different. One of the friends, he spoke up in court for me, and he spoke from the heart. Like the judge was like, whoa. The judge was impressed. The judge was impressed by the crowd I had, the support system I had with me at court, and you know what everybody was saying. I had the owner of my job there. My chef came. Two of my friends, my mama, my daddy, a couple of aunts, sisters. I had a good people there, good bit of people there.
So why did all these people show up for you, man? Because you know you got caught in this conspiracy thing. So what was it about you that they still wanted to care enough to show up and show their support for you? Because
they knew I made a mistake.
Obviously, you weren't a criminal in their mind. So
no, they knew I made a mistake.
How'd you do work on that?
They knew I made a mistake. You know, it was my first time making a big mistake like this. You know, they knew I was going through some stuff with the kids, and they just knew it was a mistake. I made a bad decision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a little more than a mistake. I
can't fault nobody for that.
It's a thought through kind of. It's something you did more than one day, right?
Yeah.
It's a little more than a mistake, man. Given but I get it. People like to say, "Oh, it's honest mistake." No, it's a mistake. I ordered a Big Mac instead of a quarter pounder, man. But do something, right? Something you thought this through as you're doing it, and you put everybody on second, on second, and that's not.
It was the money. It was the money.
That's just me.
It was the money. The money I was getting for the flights I was doing. And after that first time doing it was so easy, didn't get caught. I was like, oh, I just made $6,000. I just made $6,000 on one flight. I was like, damn, one flight, $6,000. Okay.
Hell yeah, shit. Look at that's easy money, man. Shit.
Easy money.
They owe me. Society owes me. I got that coming anyways. I know.
I got suspended from my job on purpose so I can go make some extra money. I was flying to LA like 3 days a week. 3 days a week flying to LA.
I'm scared to go on planes now, man. They got they scan you now for every. You can't if you got a joint in your cigarette pack or something, and they're catching people big time.
Yeah,
now.
I know.
They got these high tech scanners. You can't. They check your whole body. I mean, I've been hearing people. A couple people called me up and they go, "We used to do this all the time. We just went to Vegas and it's just a personal amount, and now I'm looking at 10 years."
Yeah. Yeah, you don't mess with that. You ain't got to worry me doing none of that no more. No more. That's it. That criminal lifestyle, fast money, they can have it. It ain't worth losing the time away from my kids.
See, and now
it's not worth it.
Now you know how valuable those kids and that wife are.
It is not worth it.
I bet you look at them now like they're precious, like they mean more. They mean more to you now since all this happened probably than before, right?
Listen, you have no clue. You have no clue. I'd rather be home with them screaming, crying, yelling any day than to even be outside, just hanging out.
So by you getting indicted and all this by the federal government actually made your life better, made you better, and your family closer.
It did. It did. My wife was with me the whole time. We just had recently met. No, we just got together literally a month and 2 weeks before the feds came and picked me up.
Ooh, she stayed.
She stayed the whole time. All of us was on house arrest together. And let me tell you, I told her I was through the whole 3 years. I told her, I said, babe, if I make it out of this when I get off of house arrest, I promise you, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. My first day off house arrest, October 29th, my first day, I took her out. I took her out on the town. I took her out and we had us a blast. We had a ball. And ever since then, every month we go on at least one big date and one small date. Every month since October.
That's nice.
Since October, that's how it's been.
What's a small date and what's a big date?
Okay, so a big date. Our last big date we just did was last month. We went to Orlando, Florida. We went to a resort. We stayed out there for 4 days, and we just hanged out. We stayed on the resort. Didn't really do nothing. We just enjoyed each other's time.
Probation's all cool with you going out over there and all that?
Yeah. I and probation. That's another thing. So, remember, when I was on house arrest, I had 4 different probation officers. I went through 4. Now I went through 5.
They're actually pretrial officers. They're 2 different departments, but right?
Yeah, we're them. And then when I got off probation, I had a probation officer, and then they switched me again. So I had a regular probation officer, and then they put me on a low offender probation.
Yeah.
So I don't have probation come to my house. I don't have to go to them. I don't take piss tests. I go online and I just answer some questions. I fill out information on money, rent, light and stuff like that.
Yeah,
job. If anything changed, I just update it, and that's it. Matter of fact, I have to do that right now. I haven't done it yet this month.
Oh, the monthly, you do it on. I used to have to do that.
Every month.
Yeah, they were a little stricter with me. They drug tested me till the end, but only once a month. I transferred out to New Mexico from San Francisco in the middle of all this. So,
but probation?
They were fine with it. I got this job offer. I work for Wings for Life. So we're helping the family. Like, let's say you went to prison, your wife and your kids are at home. Is there anybody who helps them? Yeah, Wings for Life does. And then we help you when you get out too. So, so we're doing that.
Because I tried asking them if I would be able to transfer from, here while I'm on probation from here. Because we was planning on moving to Indiana. That's where my wife is from. We was gonna move there for a few years, and he said he don't know if it'd be a problem, but I would have to go through a process and all of this.
But I was like, I went through the process, and they make it sound like a big deal. It's just they don't want to do the extra paperwork. But I called New Mexico probation, and I was good because I didn't have any red flags or nothing. I'm just an old dude that from 50s got there's no worries about me. And the place I'm working for is very reputable here. Probation already knew the lady that was sending me over here. So it was easy. It was easy. But I was glad to get rid of that guy I had in San Jose, California. Man, he'd show up at 3 a.m. I was in a sober house. He'd show up 3 a.m. with his cup, banging on the door, wake the whole house up. And I just tested yesterday. And he was, I'm going away for the week in case I got to do it now. Whatever his excuse was, right? He told me later he had all gangbangers and he don't know why I got put on his case. He said because I moved from Oakland to across the bay, and he goes, it was the luck of the draw. He goes, you shouldn't have had me for probation. He goes, but that's how I'm on. I'm tough on everybody. I treat everybody the same till I earn your trust.
Right.
But 3 a.m, man, more than once.
Yeah, that's extreme right there. That's extreme.
And I was already on. I had been on it for like 2 years. It's like
I went through that with the house arrest box. It used to malfunction, and it'd make it seem like I'm like out the house at like 4 a.m. and stuff like that. And they would call me and they want to FaceTime. They want me to get up, show them the box, show them the monitor on my leg, and I'm telling them I'm in bed naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, all right, you want to see? Okay, I'm not putting on no clothes now. You calling me at 5 a.m. when I'm still in bed. So I'm like, I got the camera like, I'm here. And
yeah.
But yeah, it was a process, man. It was a process.
So, what did you do? Did you do any like AA, NA stuff to, because you had to stop the marijuana and alcohol? Not that you had a problem with it, but you had to stop it. Did you get any other help for that? Maybe to help the case, to show the judge?
I was in I don't know if it was a drug class or whatever it was, but it was a drug center. I would go there once every Monday, I think.
It sounds like outpatient program or something, maybe.
Yeah. I think outpatient program. I go there and talk to this lady, and I take a piss test, and I talk to her, and she, just ask me questions. How you feel? Do you have any thoughts of smoking and stuff like that? Of course, I told her no. But I thought of that first year. I thought about smoking all the time.
But I know if you tell them that now, they're gonna be like, because they have to report kind of things like that. If they think you're going to be a danger to yourself or someone else, they have to report it. If you talk about some dead bodies that you bury, they got to report that. It's not all total confidentiality. The HIPAA laws and all that they have. Yeah, you say he's on the fence about he's on the bridge of getting high. They'll report it, man. To watch you.
Yeah, but
That's
when I did get to that bridge, though, I requested for the help because I didn't want to.
Yeah,
I didn't want to sit in jail until my sentencing date. That would have been a long time.
You won't get credit. You won't get credit for that jail time if you violate your probation. You won't get credit. Now, had you get indicted and they take you to jail that day until your sentence, you get that credit. But if you're out on a bond, man, you violate it, you go back. That's no, and the judge is harder on you too. See, he probably part of the reason you got your probation was because you did really good on pretrial, and they could take that into consideration as time served. They can't say it's time served, but they consider it.
That's exactly what happened. And the lawyer, not my lawyer, but the DA or whoever the other people been, they still been trying to give me 5 years. And the judge was like, I am not about to send this guy who been on house arrest for 3 years, which is way too long. He been on house arrest for 3 years. He passed every drug test. He's passed all of everything that we sent towards him that he passed. I'm not going to send him to jail for another 5 years. Clearly you can see he's trying to change his life. He has changed. He got the support group behind him.
Hear that out there?
He got the support group behind him. The judge said he been on house arrest for 3 years. He has not violated not one time. He hasn't given anybody any problems. Probation talks good about him, his lawyer, his family, and y'all still want to give him 5 years? The judge's exact words were, "That's ridiculous. I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. I'm not going to do it." Told him to sit down. I
hear a prosecution did the same thing kind of to me because I got 51 months. They go, no, you can give him 8 years. You're not giving him that. And the judge, the judge said, did you just tell me, it was a lady, did you just tell me what I can and can't do? Ooh.
Yeah, it was a time ago when the judge said that, my whole family, everybody started clapping and stuff. The judge was like, order in the court. I did like this right here. I was like, yes.
So how many people did you have speak for you, and how long did they speak each? And did you talk to them about what they were going to say ahead of time, or
No. I went in there because I matter of fact, I talked to you a day before I went. I think I talked to you a day before I went to court, and you was telling me about the reference letters. And my letter, the what's it called? The
personal narrative letter thing.
The personal narrative letter. And that night I talked to you. I sat down at my table with a paper, and I couldn't put nothing down. I didn't know what to say, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going there and speak from the heart.
See, that's what I always say. Now, I mean,
and when
if you got to hold the letter, don't read it.
I was not prepared for the judge. His first act in the court was for me to speak. I wasn't prepared.
Yeah,
I was not prepared for that. I was the first person to speak. I spoke before my lawyer and anybody else. The judge said, I'm gonna give Mr. Hoskins a chance to speak first. I was like, oh my God.
Interesting, man. That means he really
I got up there and I started tripping over my words, and the judge told me, he was like, just talk to me like I'm a regular person, like I'm not even a judge. And he said that.
Yeah.
He said that, and we just had a whole conversation in the courtroom about everything.
Do you remember anything? Can you remember a sentence you told him or anything?
I do not remember. I do. He asked me. He asked me how did I get caught up in the situation, and I told him I was offered a free trip to California, all expenses paid and everything. That's how I ended up getting involved in the situation. One of the guys, the big guy in the case, he told me that he asked me if I wanted to go to California, and I was like, yeah. I didn't ask why, how, nothing. I just knew that California weed was legal, and I had never been, and I wanted to go to the dispensary, and that's what I did. And that's how I ended up getting involved in the whole situation.
Sure, man, you get sucked in. Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't know anything about nothing was going on until some time passed by, and then I started wondering. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I ended up getting dragged into the whole situation.
Well, if it's too good, if it sounds too good to be true,
Yeah, I listen. I wasn't trying to question it at all. I was like, Cali, free trip. I ain't got to pay for nothing, and you giving me $1,000? Oh yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm all in.
Where we going next?
Yeah.
So when the character reference letters, when I talked to you back then, so I kind of learned more. Now it's don't write more than 5 letters. RDAP Dan says 3, I say 5, but these I got a guy that I work with at Wings now. I got 4 people that I did time with. There's 5 of us that were buddies there. We all work together now. But one guy turned in 80 character reference letters, and it pissed off. 80. I go 80, and because he was, he was going to fight his case. It pissed off the judge, right? I don't even think judge. He's going to give those to the interns. Here, you guys take this home for the weekend, man. You don't want to give the judge work. That's overkill. That's too many letters. And then
no,
So I don't know how many you did, but I think.
Well, I took your advice. You gave me some advice. You told me, who you would want to get character reference letters from. So what I did was, I got 2 neighbors. I got neighbors are
good.
I got 2 bosses. I got a maintenance guy at the property I stay in because I work for the property that I stay at. The landlord and the sister of one of the guys in the indictment. Because she's my sister-in-law. I think that's what you want.
Yeah.
She's my sister-in-law, and she wrote a letter. I think I had a total of 8 letters. About 8 letters.
So those letters, there's all kinds of templates out on internet and stuff, and you got to be. The judge gets the same ones, and so like I got a little service. I do the character reference letters, but I tell people, hey, give me the person's name and the number, whatever, however it is. I take the stress off you. I call them up. Hey, this is Uncle Joe. Hey, yeah, David just hired me to help write the character reference letter, and he gave me your number. I want to help you write it. I have experience. I want to work with you, and we can kind of do it together and try to get the most possible, the most original, to the point, heart with your story, your personal story in the letter, and what a letter the judge has never seen before, right? That he's going to remember. Is that possible? I don't know, but that's the goal, right?
Yes, it is possible. And
it is possible. It is possible.
From my experience,
stay away from those free templates on the internet. I'm telling you. And then there's guys out there charging $10,000 that'll send you the templates.
In my experience, what I did was just to make it seem more authentic, more real. I just told everybody to speak from the heart. I didn't tell nobody what to say. I just told them to, write a letter or type a letter and just give it to me.
That's pretty much it. But there are some do's and don'ts. Like they have to know that you did the crime, right? They should be aware. And the letter should say that, yeah, I know he robbed the bank, and I can't even believe I'm doing this for him with the letter. But he's worked hard to change himself. I'm seeing a little hope, so I'm going to write the letter. That kind of thing,
Yeah, see, because we had spoke about that because we was talking about the character reference letters, and I was telling you about my neighbor. But I was telling you that she didn't know the crime that I committed. And, you I ain't gonna say convinced me, but you kind of made me look at it from a different point of view. And I ended up talking to her and, letting her know, everything I had going on. And it played out, better than I expected. She didn't look at me. She didn't judge me no type of way.
If they're writing you a letter, they want to know what you really did. They might not ask you, but they got to know, they're writing you a letter. Yeah. They almost have the right to ask you because you asked them to write the letter. You think?
Yeah, but it worked out good though. I just had everybody speak from the heart. I didn't use a template.
There you go, man.
I did look something up, and it just wasn't my type of what I was going for. I just wanted to walk in the court. The one thing I told everybody: don't make up nothing, don't lie about nothing, just speak from the heart. That's what I told everybody. And it played out. The the judge was impressed. You know, he was thrown back, and it worked out. He put it on
It sure
record
did work
that
out for you. Yeah.
he put it
He put
on record that you know, things that the people were saying was just being that my chef came, he left the job to come down there and speak, and the owner, those two, and my best friend, those three put a real good stamp on the
and
judge. He was
you had a
impressed.
see how many people out there, guys, you got your best friends and your buddies all showing up at court, right? But I had 3 show up for me. They're still in my life. But that's, that doesn't happen much, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Most
and
people,
they showed up.
your boys ain't there. They ain't putting money on your books. They ain't visiting you. But sometimes you do get a loyal friend that shows up, and that's your
Yeah,
friend for life.
they were some loyal friends. They showed up and they spoke for me. They spoke on my behalf, and it all worked out. You know, we good friends to this day. You know, I got the
I'll
guy
bet
I'm
you that
talking
brought
about
you guys
now.
so much closer. Yeah.
Yeah, we real close, real close.
I think
He on the screen now, waiting for me to jump inside the party, the game. I told him that I was gonna be on the show though.
I had a friend I've known since I was 5 years old. We were
Yeah,
neighbors, right? 5 years old, because my grandmother introduced him to his mother, and they made us play together, right? But we known each went to high school together, all that stuff. And he came from another state, Seattle, I think, to come to my, to speak, in my behalf. And man, you know what I'm saying? So now, I'm still crying thinking about it, but
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but that's rare. I mean, I'm so lucky to have something like that in my life, but a lot of people don't. You got your boys, but they ain't there for
They ain't your boys, yeah. They ain't your real boys.
Yeah, you got to ride 4 deep with them and all that on Friday night, but where they
Nah.
books, man? Where they at,
Look,
man?
when we ride 4 deep, we ride 4 deep on the game. That's what we do.
yeah. But you find out who your friends are, man. You find out who your
That
friends
is
are.
true. That is a
Hey,
very true statement. That is a
you ever
very
run
true
into
statement.
somebody? Oh man, I was gonna write you, man. Or oh, you didn't do time, but you'll run into these people. They don't, by accident. Oh yeah, man, you're out, dude. I was gonna write you. I was gonna write you. What do you think if somebody says that to you?
Yeah, and it's funny you
Are they
say that
genuine? I don't
because
know.
I got so my real best friend, I known him since I've been 7 years old. And while I was on house arrest, he never came to see me. Not once.
No, not a phone call even.
No, not once. Not once.
So
He
he judged you, or for whatever.
I don't know what it was, but he's still a good friend, but he's not my number one best friend no more.
Right.
You know
You're probably not gonna.
that position has moved to somebody else.
Yeah.
We still friends. I don't knock him for it. I don't knock nobody for not coming.
But just like you
see
did,
me.
just like you did this to your family, and you expect them to forgive you, so you got to forgive that friend. That's the answer. That's the answer. That's my, now I have my answer too. The guy, oh dude, I got to forgive him because you hurt your friends too when you go to prison. It's not just your family. I wonder why they ain't around. Well, maybe they're running from law too, but sometimes they're not around because I didn't see that side of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when people saw that ankle monitor on my leg, they had questions because they know that I'm not that type of guy. I'm not a troublemaker. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not a person who'll be out in the streets committing crimes. I'm not that guy.
But you were when you did it, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I was when I did it. That money got that. That money will do it to you.
You're not that anymore. It was a phase. You're done with it. But
I'm a family man now.
I gotta call you on that one, though, man.
I'm a family man now. I stay in the house. I go to work.
You
I come home.
Yeah. Just don't forget where you came from. This whole turning point in your life, man. This is something you tell your children about when they're old enough. This is something you be proud of now. This is something to be proud of, not something to be ashamed of. Okay, because you made it a proud.
No, I'm definitely not ashamed of it.
Yeah, I don't know. And me
and my wife we've gotten closer because of it, and just we on a whole different level in our relationship right now.
Yeah,
we've never been this close in our relationship. Like I said, those 3 years was hard. I couldn't take her on no dates, couldn't go take her out nowhere, couldn't take her to bars, Couldn't do nothing. The Valentine's Day, yo, we did at home Valentine's Day. You know, I did backyard with a little candlelight dinner in the back.
Yeah.
You know, and set it all up and stuff like that. Couldn't take the kids trick or treating.
Ooh, yeah.
None of that. My kids would ask me all the time, "Daddy, can you take us to the park? Daddy, can you take us to Chuck E. Cheese?" And can't tell them no because, you know, I don't want to tell them no, but I can't tell them the reason why I can't take them. So it was always a no. For 3 years, it was a no. No, can't. I'm sorry. No. So.
And you know, and that's what's harder. Sometimes I wonder if it's easier to be locked up because then you don't have to face the kids every day, and then a lot of us then we have to go away to the prison after we had the pre-trial with them. I mean, these kids have got mixed message, you know. My dad would take me to the park. Now he's going away for 3 years. What, you know? I mean, God, it's hard on the family, man. You know.
Yeah. It was definitely hard on them.
I'm grateful that you got a great outcome, but you earned it, and you're still like I feel that my spidey sense tells me, you know, you've changed inside. You're good. You're a good dude, man.
Yeah, we almost out of it. I got a few more months, about almost a year left, and once I'm out that probation, I'll be happy because, you know, I still gotta ask permission to go out of state. You know, I gotta go pick my kids up from Iowa, and I gotta ask permission to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna visit my wife's family in Indiana, so we're going from Indiana to Iowa. So, you know, I hoping they let me do that. Hopefully they let me do it, but you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's been a while. How about we some final words of advice and some final message out there for anybody going through what you went through. You know, I know a lot of them want that probation, but even if they don't get it, but you know, in your own talk to the people.
It is not the end of the world. You know, it's not the end of the world. You can still turn it around no matter what you did. You know, for me, I was looking at 10 years. I went from 10 to 5 to 3 years probation. You know, it's not the end of the world. Don't give up. It's hard, especially if you're on pretrial. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have some trials and you're gonna have some problems, but I promise you, you just stick with it, you get through it, you do the right thing, don't violate, and just stay on the right path. You know, you might get a judge that takes all of that into consideration because he did for me. And he might do the same for you. You know, just stay focused and have faith. Stay focused and have faith. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's hard. I almost gave up on that 3rd year. Don't give up. Don't give into it. I'm telling you. It's possible.
Even if you had probation, it would violate you. You'd have been doing time right now. So I'm glad you didn't give up, man.
It's possible. Like I said, I went from 10 to 5 to sentence to 3 months. So it's possible. Don't give up. Just stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. I mean, that's the best advice I can give you. Stay out of trouble.
I mean, next time, I mean, that's the best recipe for lemonade right there. You did it, you know. You know what I mean? Hey, you tell your wife and kids too. I said hello, and you know, glad you're doing good, man. And
I'm pretty sure she's watching right now. She at work. I sent her a link, so I'm pretty sure she's watching.
And anybody else out there, the people that call me, I say you need to hug your wife and kids every single day till you go into
every day. Every day.
I don't care if you just had a fight with them. You go hug them anyways, man.
Every day.
You'll regret it later when you're in there.
Sean, big shout out to you. I want to thank you because the whole 3 years I was on house arrest, you got me through a lot. Me and my wife sat and we watched plenty of your videos, plenty of your live chats, plenty. So she knew exactly who you is. When I say I'm on the show with Sean today, she knows exactly who you is. So
really, man,
I want to thank you for real. You doing this, whatever you're doing, you keep it up. You're doing a good thing. No matter if you get through to one person, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. One person. All it takes is one.
I was nobody before I went to prison. I felt even worse when I got out. But now see that you took people to call me, watch me. I just keep doing it, man. You guys give me a purpose in life now.
You made it on television. I saw you on television.
I was on TV, man.
I watched it. I watched it. I saw you.
I might run that again on the channel. Yeah, man. I was on TV for something good. Damn.
I was watching. I was like, oh, Sean's on TV. I was like, yeah. Well, congratulations for that. You keep it up, man. I
Thanks, man.
appreciate all the help, all the advice, everything.
You bet. You can call me anytime, man. You know,
I got your number. That's why I called you yesterday. I got your number.
Hey, your wife does tattoos. You want to do a quick commercial for her? Anybody in your area? I don't know if you want strangers calling you, but
Nah.
all right, never mind. I didn't try to help. All right, man. Hey, Terrell, though, man, nothing but love, and I'll change the spelling of the name. It's T-I-R-R.
No, Terrrill.
Terrill, like you got it there. Okay, I was looking at it. Got it.
Thanks for having me on, though. I appreciate it.
You bet, man, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. Thanks again. All right.
All right, buddy.
You bet. Up here.